Hey guys, this is Alison from Creations. How are you? That's the mood I'm in. It says F you. Not you guys, but just everything going on. I got a new sign. Yeah, I'm in a funky mood today. Please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. If you get anything from my work, a connected dot, an epiphany, a mind-blown moment, a new book to read, a new author to explore, please support as all that fun stuff is in the description. It helps me out. So I before I get into The Secret Teachings of All Ages by Manly P. Hall, because yes, it's going to be an incredible read. Crazy day yesterday. It was JQ's birthday. Did so much craziness. And then a lot of things going on in my brain today. So today is 18 years that my adoptive father had passed away. And that changed the course of my entire life. And it wasn't for, again, we write our scripts, right? So all the dreams and aspirations that I ever set out, I just graduated college. Literally, I graduated in May, and my dad died today, August 28th of 2005. And I had so many dreams and going to grad school and getting all this, I was so young and so retardedly dumb sometimes in my thinking. That's why it's showing you the FU to the evil things that kept just keep trying to keep me down and trying to knock me off course. And they did a successful job half of my life. I'm going to tell you what. So a lot of emotional states caught up with me this morning, just, reliving that day. And not that I actually smiled when I heard that my father passed, because he was in a lot of pain. He was sick. When I say sick, he had what is the disease called scleroderma. That is not a pretty disease, and it is supremely really rare in men. And he happened to have it. And let me tell you, the man suffered like no one's business. And there was no cure. And they did the best that they could for him. So 18 years ago, the life that I once wanted went down the toilet, because I had to buck up and I had to take care of my mom. I had to scrap going back to school to get a job. I had to be the provider for my family. So, it's taking care of your parents is not an easy feat. I was in school helping my mother take care of my father, because really there was nothing that anybody could do for him. So my mom was like a nurse to him, and I did what I could when I was home, and I commuted to school. My mother, on the other hand, I had to take care of her, and that's cooking, cleaning, doing a housewife's job for my mother for 13 years. So I gave up a lot of my living my life, a lot of doing what normal early 20s, early 30-year-olds would do. Everybody's getting married and having kids, and I'm here taking care of my mother. I sacrificed a lot. But if they didn't sacrifice, I wouldn't be where I am right now. So it all pays off in some kind of crazy way. But I just had a really negative, and not negative mental chatter to myself. It was just, I'm like getting really frustrated with people. Normal, I guess we're human, right? Just normal things. People just overlooking my feelings, people not walking and talking the talk that they say that they're going to do, and I'm always at my word. So there's like a lot of things going on, and a lot of things just caught up with me today. I went outside to ground. I put my feet, as I was picking my lettuce, I took my sandals off and I was grounding, and I was just like in my zone. I'm almost done with Transylvania Sunrise. Try to take care of me today. But if anybody saw the insanity that I did yesterday, just people know there's a lot going on yesterday. And I did make an appearance, so if you were tuned in to Weed at Me, you saw me. But couldn't skip this chapter because I was going to take today off, but because I was off yesterday, allergies too. Gotta love that. I've been upping my D and zinc supplements. Mainly pee hole. The Qabbalah, the secret doctrine of Israel. Buckle up, buttercups. This is gonna get good. Albert Pike, our best friend, quoting from the Transcendental Magic. Sorry, guys, I don't know. I had water. Thus sums up the importance of the Kabbalism as a key to Masonic esotericism. Quote, geez Louise, one is filled with admiration on penetrating into the sanctuary of the Kabbalah, at seeing a doctrine so logically, so simple, and at the same time so absolute. The necessary union of ideas and signs, the consecration of the most fundamental realities by the primitive characters, the trinity of words, letters, and numbers, a philosophy simple as the alphabet, profound and infinite as the word. Theorems, more complete and luminous than those of the Pythagoras. A theology summed up by counting on one's fingers, an infinite, which can be held in the hollow of an infant's hand. 10 ciphers, 22 letters, a triangle, a square, and a circle. These are the elements of the Kabbalah. These are the elementary principles of the written word, reflection of that spoken word that created the world. Morals and dogma. Key word here. Bing, bing, bing. Reflection. Hebrew theology was divided into 3 distinct parts. The first was the law. The second was the soul of the law. And the third was the soul of the law. The law was taught to all the children of Israel. The Mishnah, or the soul of the law, was revealed to the rabbis and teachers, but the Kabbalah, the soul of the law, was cunning, concealed, and only the highest initiates among the Jews were instructed in its secret principles. According to certain Jewish mystics, Moses ascended Mount Sinai 3 times, remaining in the presence of God 40 days each time. During the first 40 days, the tables of the written law were delivered to the prophet. During the second 40 days, he received the soul of the law. And during the last 40 days, God instructed him in the mysteries of the Kabbalah. The soul of the law. I'm going to put tiny little pause here. Little tiny pause. I wonder which God they're referring to. Moses concealed in the first 4 books of the Pentateuch the secret instructions that God had given him, and for centuries students of the Kabbalism had sought therein the secret doctrine of Israel. As the spiritual nature of man is concealed in his physical body, so the unwritten law, the Mishnah, and the Kabbalah is concealed within the written teachings of the Mosaic Code. Kabbalah means the secret or hidden tradition, the unwritten law, and according to an early rabbi, it was delivered to men in order that through the aid of its abstruse principles, he might learn to understand the mystery of both the universe about him and the universe within him. The origin of the Kabbalism is a legitimate subject for controversy. Early initiates of the Kabbalistic mysteries believe that its principles were first taught by God to a school of his angels before the fall of men. The angels later communicated the secrets to Adam so that through the knowledge gained from an understanding of its principles, fallen humanity might regain its lost estate. The angel Raziel was dispatched from heaven to instruct Adam in the mysteries of the Kabbalah. Different angels were employed to initiate the succeeding patriarchs in this different science. Tophiel was the teacher of Shem, Raphael of Isaac, Metatron of Moses, Michael of David. Pause again. Again, I urge people to read the Voyager's books. Now, unbeknownst to Ashiana, and I don't know, but if people follow, hang on. If people follow Doreen Virtue, she makes these fantastic oracle cards, but there is a reason why she stopped making them. She aligns with Ashiana Dean's thinking. Unbeknownst to her, I bet. Metatron, most likely, in one parallel aspect to another, isn't necessarily good. And if you read the Arantia book, like I did yesterday, and it talks about Christ Michael, they're talking about Archangel Michael, not Yeshua being the Christ, the one who created this universe, super universe, this where we are now, was created supposedly by Michael. So if anybody follows JQ, I'm not taking away from the fact that, yes, like Sepher Yetzirah does the numbers, and the numbers do correspond, and then we take all the things that they expand upon. Which God is the best question we have to ask? And again, for those of you who only watch just the books, and the reason why I'm stopping here is it's vital that if everybody understands, you at some point after individuating from source became either you were involved in all of it, All of us were, right? I just happened to align. I was validated being an archangel myself. I know the angels that are working with me, the archangels in particular. So some of this is, and some of it is not. And this is what they do. So once again, please have an open mind. I'm giving you my perception. I'm not alone in my thinking of these perceptions because other people are thinking the similar things. And again, I love Doreen Virtue's oracle cards and some of her writings. They're really awesome. But she stopped doing it because she felt, oh shit, demon. Ashiana talks about the Metatronic coding. That's a reversed coding that they're trying to reverse. So if you're trying to do a Merkaba and you're trying to ascend, it's a code that makes you descend and stay here. So these are the things that like we need to be more consciously aware of when we're reading this stuff. If you, again, perceive these things or not, if it resonates with you, cool. If it doesn't, that's okay too. Again, there is goodies in everything. There's falsehoods in it too. I'm just pointing out something that, again, could be a possibility. Christian de Ginsburg has written, from Adam, it passed over to Noah, and then to Abraham, the friend of God, who immigrated with it to Egypt, where the patriarch allowed a portion of this mystery's doctrine to ooze out. It was in this way that the Egyptians obtained some knowledge of it, and the other Eastern nations could introduce it into their philosophical systems. Moses, who was learned in all the wisdom of Egypt, was first initiated into it in the land of his birth. But because most proficient in it during his wanderings in the wilderness, when he not only devoted to it the leisure hours of the whole 40 years, but received lessons in it from one of the angels. Moses also initiated the 70 elders into the secrets of this doctrine, and they again transmitted them from hand to hand, of all whom formed the unbroken line of tradition. David and Solomon were most initiated in the Kabbalah. According to Officius Levi, the three greatest books of the Kabbalism are the Sepher Yetzirah, and I mentioned that. I read that on my channel. The Book of Formation, the Sepher HaZohar, the Book of Splendor, and the Apocalypse, the Book of Revelation. The dates of the writing of these books are by no means thoroughly established. Kabbalists declared that the Sepher Yetzirah was written by Abraham. Although it is by far the oldest of the Kabbalistic books, it was probably from the pen, geez Louise, of Rabbi Akiba. The Sepher HaZohar presumably was written by Simeon ben Jakkai, a disciple of Akiba. Rabbi Simon was sentenced to death about AD 161 by Lucius Verus, co-regent of the Emperor Mark Aurelius Antonius. He escaped with his son and, hiding in a cave, transcribed the manuscript of the Zohar with the assistance of Elias, who has appeared to them at intervals. Simeon was 12 years in the cave, during which time he evolved the complicated symbolism of the greater face and the lesser face. Pause. Think if you've watched Game of Thrones and you watch the season where Arya is in the Temple of Many Faces. While discoursing with disciples, Rabbi Simon expired, and the lamp of Israel was extinguished. His death and burial was accompanied by many supernatural phenomena. The legend goes on to relate that the secret doctrines of Kabbalism have been in existence since the beginning of the world. But that Rabbi Simon was the first man permitted to reduce them to writing 1,200 years later. The books which he had compiled were discovered and published for the benefit of humanity by Moses de Leon. The probability is that Moses de Leon himself compiled the Zohar about AD 1305, drawing his material from the unwritten secrets of earlier Jewish mystics. The Apocalypse, accredited to St. John the Divine, is also uncertain date, and the identity of its author has never been satisfactorily proved. Because of its brevity and because it is the key to Kabbalistic thought, the Sepher Yetzirah is reproduced in full in this chapter. So far as it is known, the Sepher HaZohar has never been completely translated into English, but it can be obtained in French. The Zohar contains a vast number of philosophical tenets, and a paraphrase of its salient points is embodied in this work. Few realize the influence exerted by Kabbalism over medieval thought, both Christian and in Jewish. It taught that there existed within the sacred writings a hidden doctrine, which was the key to those things and writings. This is symbolized by the cross keys upon a papal crest. Scores of learned minds began to search for those arcane truths by which the race could be redeemed, and that their labor was not written, and without its reward, their subsequent writings have demonstrated. The theories of Kabbalism are inextricably interwoven with the tenets of alchemy, Hermeticism, Rosicrucianism, and Freemasonry. The words Kabbalism and Hermeticism are now considered as synonymous terms covering all the arcana and esotericism of antiquity. The simple Kabbalism of the first centuries of the Christian era gradually evolved into the elaborate theological system, which became so involved that it was next to impossible to comprehend its dogma. The Kabbalists divided the uses of their sacred science into 5 sections. The natural Kabbalah was used solely to assist the investigator in his study of nature's mysteries. The analogical Kabbalah was formulated to exhibit the relationship which exists between all things in nature, and it revealed to the wise that all creatures and substances were one in essence, and that man, the little universe, was a replica in a miniature of God, the great universe. The contemplative Qabbalah was evolved for the purpose of revealing through the higher intellectual faculties the mysteries of the celestial spheres. By its aid, the abstract reasoning faculties cognize the measureless planes of infinity and learn to know the creatures existing within them. The astrological Kabbalah instructed those who studied its lore in the power, magnitude, and actual substance of the sidereal bodies, and also revealed the mystical constitution of the planet itself. The fifth or magical Kabbalah was studied by such a desire to gain control over the demons, and subhuman intelligences of the invisible worlds. It was also highly valued as a method of healing the sick by talismans, amulets, charms, and invocations. Yep. The Sepher Yetzirah, according to Adolf Frank, differs from other sacred books in that it does not explain the world and the phenomena of which it is the stage by leaning on the idea of God or by setting itself up as the interpreter of the supreme will. This ancient work rather reveals God by estimating his manifold handiwork. In preparing the Sepher Yetzirah for the consideration of the reader, 5 separate English translations have been compared. The resulting form, while it embodies the salient features of each, is not a direct translation from any one Hebrew or Latin text. Although the purpose was to convey the spirit rather than the letter of the ancient document, there are no wide deviations from the original rendition. So far as known, the first translation of the Sepher Yetzirah into English was made by the Reverend Dr. Isidore Kalish in 1877. In this translation, the Hebrew text accompanies the English words. The work of Dr. Kalish has been used as the foundation of the following interpretation, but material from other authorities has been incorporated and many passages have been rewritten to simplify the general theme. At the hand also was a manuscript copy in English of the book of the Kabbalistic art by Dr. John Pastor. The document is undated, but judging from the general type of the writing, the copy was made during the 18th century. The third volume used as a reference was the Sepher Yetzirah by the late Wynne Westcott, Magnus of the Rosicrucian Society of England. The fourth was the Sepher Yetzirah, or the Book of Creation, according to the translation in the Sacred Books in Early Literature of the East, edited by Professor Charles F. Horn. The fifth was a recent publication, the Book of Formation, by Knut Stirring, containing an introduction by Arthur Edward Waite. At hand also were 4 other copies, 2 German, 1 Hebrew, and 1 Latin. Certain proportions of the Sepher Yetzirah are considered older and more authentic than the rest, but the controversy regarding them is so involved and non-productive that it's useless to add further comment. The doubtful passages are therefore included in the document at the points where they would naturally fall. And I felt that vibe when I was reading my own. This is the book that I read on my channel, the Sepher Yetzirah, the Book of Creation. And then I have the Sepher Bahar, the Book of Light, that I also read on this channel. So if you want to go, I'm going to read it anyway because it's here, but yeah, I wanted to bring that out just to show people, because I'm getting I have a lot of new people that are watching me, and there is almost 600 something videos, and they're in the esoteric folder video collection. I just put everything all together so you can find it easier. So all those are going to be there, just to let everybody know that I did read one of them, at least, the Book of Creation. Some of these are easier to find than others. When I look for books, I have to look for the ones that I can read with no copyright issues. So there's a lot there, right? that I cannot read. The Sepher Yetzirah, the Book of Formation, Chapter 1. Yah, the Lord of hosts, the living Elohim, King of the universe, omnipotent, the merciful and gracious God, supreme and extolled, dweller in the height, whose habitation is eternity, who is sublime and most holy, engraved his name in ordained form and created the universe in 32 mysterious paths, stages of wisdom science by 3 seraphim, namely numbers, letters, and sounds, which are in him one and the same. 10 Sephiroth, 10 properties from the infallible one, and 22 letters are the foundation of all things. Of these 22 letters, 3 are called mothers, 7 double, and 12 simple. The 10 numbers, Sephiroth, out of nothing, are analogous to the 10 fingers and 10 toes, 5 over 5, 5 over against 5. In the center between them is the covenant with the only one God. In the spiritual world, it is the covenant of the voice, the word. And in corporeal world, sorry guys, I'm reading this completely. Circumcision of the flesh, the right of Abraham. 10 are the numbers of the Sephiroth, out of nothing, 10, not 9, 10, not 11. Comprehend this great wisdom, understand this knowledge, and be wise. Inquire into the mystery and ponder it. Examine all things by means of the 10 Sephiroth. Restore the word to its creator and lead the creator back to his throne again. I'm putting a pause here because upstairs is channeling me. Ding, 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 ding. Restore the word to its creator and lead the creator back to his throne again. When God individuated itself into different parts, there's two poles. There's a positive and a negative pole. The negative would be Satan, the construct that we all put Satan under. And then you would have the Christ office holder here. Two extremes, polar opposites. Which creator are they talking about? The one that fell? The one of the negative polarity? To give him back his throne? Send him back to source? The prime, the all, the prime, the pleroma? Again, which God are they talking about? Which creator are they talking about? The creators of this universe, the creators of free will, the creators of this matrix. Why do we want to send him back on its throne if it's on the negative polarized side? Just outwardly expressing my thoughts and channelings here. He is the only formator, and besides him, there is no other. His attributes are 10 and without limit. The 10 infallible Sephiroth have 10 infistitudes, which are as follows: the infinite beginning and the infinite end, the infinite good and the infinite evil. See, it's polarity. The infinite height and the infinite depth, because in everything you have to have dual. Good, bad, up, down. The infinite east and the infinite west, the infinite north and the infinite south. And over them is the Lord of superlativity, one, the faithful king. He rules over all in all from his holy habitation for ages of ages. The appearance of the 10 spheres, Sephiroth, out of nothing, is a flash of lightning or a sparkling flame, and they are without beginning or end. The word of God is in them when they go forth and when they return. They run by his order like a whirlwind and prostrate themselves before his throne. The 10 Sephiroth have their end linked to the beginning and their beginning linked to the end, conjoined as the flame is wedded to the live coal, for the Lord is superlativity. one, and to him there is no second. Before one, what can you count? Concerning the number 10 of the spheres of existence, Sitharoth, out of nothing, seal up your lips and guard your heart as you consider them. And if your mouth opens for utterance and your heart turns towards thought, control them, returning to silence. So it is written, and the living creatures ran and returned, Ezekiel. And on this wise was the covenant made with us. These are the 10 emanations of number out of nothing. The spirit of the living Elohim, blessed and more than blessed be the living Elohim of ages. His voice, his spirit, and his word are the Holy Spirit. We can question what the Elohim really are. Second, he produced air from the spirit, and in the air he formed and established 22 sounds, the letters, like the 22 races that seated our vehicles. There, 3 of them were fundamental or mothers, 7 were double, and 12 are single, but the spirit is the first one and above all. Primordial water he extracted from the air, he formed therein 22 letters and established them out of the mud and loam, making them like a border, putting them up like a wall, and surrounding them as with a rampart. He poured snow upon them, and it became earth, as it reads. He said to the snow, be thou earth. Job. Fire, ether, he drew forth from the water. He engraved and established by it the throne of glory. He fashioned the seraphim and the oraphim and the holy living creatures, cherubim, as he ministering angels, and with of these 3 formed his habitation, as it reads, who made his angel spirits, his ministers a flaming fire. Psalms. He selected 3 consonants, I, H, V, from the simple ones, a secret belonging to 3 mothers, or the first elements, A, M, sh. Air, water, fire, ether. He sealed them with his spirit and fashioned them into a great name, and was this sealed the universe in 6 directions. He turned towards the above and sealed the height with IHV. I'm bad with my Hebrew. 6, he turned towards the below and sealed the depth with HIV. 7th, he turned forward and sealed the east with VIH. 8th, he turned backward and sealed the west with VHI. There's my dyslexia. 9th, he turned to the right and sealed the south with IVH. 10th, he turned to the left and sealed the north with HVI. Note, this arrangement of the letters of the great name is according to the Reverend Dr. Isidore Kalish. These are the 10 infallible existences out of nothing. From the spirit of the living God emanated air, from the air, water, from water, fire, ether, from fire, the height and depth, the east and the west, the north and the south. Here's a pretty picture. Making sure there's glare and stuff. I'm sorry. The camera. Sorry, guys. Initiation ceremony in the Ecclesian mysteries. That's the one with the angel dude, and then Hermes standing upon the back of Typhon. That's the static of Isis, and that's consulting the Oracle of Delphi. And all of these are just descriptions of the paintings. The Hand of the Mysteries and the Jewel of the Rose Cross. Sorry, every time I move, like my camera will move. See? The Yggdrasil tree and the layout of the major tarot trumps. Which is the cover of this book. And this is the Grand Rosicrucian alchemical formulae. And I'm going to note this because in my big, huge library behind me, I did go to art school and I had to study art history. And I'm going to tell you what, none of these ever showed up in my history books. Zero. And I studied like Italian art really well. It took a lot of like extra courses and stuff. None of these were to be looked into. Now, can you imagine why? The Parsifal of the Holy Grail and the Rosicrucian Crucifixion. And this is the key to Dante's Divine Comedy. And I read Dante's Inferno on this channel. So we got some little art history here. Yeah, so I have my fine arts degree from the School of Visual Arts. Fine art meaning like painting and drawing. And that's a lot of art history. And I've never got to see these in a book. They may exist, but I didn't get to, you know, like teachers give you a curriculum and you study it. They never tackled any of that. We tackled more the Madonna and Child stuff than anything else. And some of the old, like prehistoric Mother Isis and stuff of that nature. But the Greek stuff was clay pots. Yeah. Crazy. Chapter 2. There are 22 basic sounds and letters. 3 are the first elements: water, air, fire, fundamentals or mothers. 7 are double letters and 12 are simple letters. The 3 fundamental letters, they're Hebrew. Just trust me, have as their basis the balance. At one end of the scale are the virtues and the other the vices. Placed in equilibrium by the tongue of the fundamental letters. M is mute like the water, hissing like fire. A reconciling breath between them. 2, the 22 basic letters having been designed, appointed, and established by God, he combined, weighed, and exchanged them, each with the others, and formed by them all beginnings which are in existence and are which will be formed in time to come. He established 22 basic letters formed by the voice and expressed upon the air by the breath. He set them to be audibly uttered in 5 different parts of the human mouths, namely gutturals, palatals, linguals, dentals, libels. He fixed the 22 basic letters in a ring sphere like a wall with 231 gates, and turned the sphere forward and backward. Turned forward, the sphere signified good; when reversed, evil. These letters may serve for an illustration. There is nothing better than O-N-G, pleasure, joy, and nothing worse than N-G-O, play, sorrow. How was it all accomplished? He combined, weighed, and changed the A with all the other letters in succession, and all the others again with A, and all again with B, and so with the whole series of letters. Hence, it follows that there are 231 formations or gates through which the power of the letters go forth. Every creature in every language proceeds from one name and the combinations of its letters. He created a reality out of nothing. He called the non-entity into existence and hewed colossal pillars from intangible air. This has been shown by example of combining the letters A with all other letters and the other letters with A. By speaking, he created every creature and every word by the power of one name. As an illustration, consider the 22 elementary substances from the primitive substance of A. The production of every creature from the 22 letters is proof that they are in reality the 22 parts of one living body. Chapter 3. The first three elements, the mother letters, resembled a balance in one scale virtue and in another vice, placed in equilibrium by the tongue. These three mothers enclosed a great, wonderful, and unknown mystery and are sealed by 6 wings, or elementary circles, namely air, water, fire, each divided into an active and passive power. The mothers gave birth into the fathers, the progenitors, and these gave birth to the generations. God appointed and established 3 mothers, combined, weighed, and exchanged them, forming by them 3 mothers in the universe, in the year, and in name, male and female. The 3 mothers in the universe are air, water, and fire. Heaven was created from the elementary fire or ether, the earth comprising sea and land from the elementary water, and the atmospheric air from the elementary air or spirit, which establishes the balance among them. Thus were all things produced. The 3 mothers produced in the year heat, coldness, and temperature state. Heat was created from fire, coldness from water, and temperate state from air, which equilibrates them. I'm going to get that word. The 3 mothers produce in men, male and female, breast, abdomen, and head. The head was formed from the fire, the abdomen from the water, and the breast, thorax, from air, which places them in equilibrium. God let the letter A predominate in primordial air, crowned it, combined it with the other 2, and sealed the air in the universe, the temperate state in the year, and the breast in man, male and female. He let the letter M predominate in primordial water, crowned it, combined it with the other 2, and sealed it with the earth and the universe, including land and sea, coldness in the year, and the abdomen in man, male and female. He let the letter SH predominate in primordial fire, crowned it, combined it with the other 2, and sealed heaven in the universe, heat in the year, and the head of man, male and female. Chapter 4. The 7 double letters, B, G, D, K, P, R, T, H, have a duplicity of pronunciation, 2 voices, aspirated and unaspirated, namely a ton of Hebrew letters. They serve as a number of softness and hardness, strength and weakness. The 7 double letters symbolize wisdom, riches, fertility, life, power, peace, and grace. The 7 double letters also signify the antithesis to which human life is exposed. The opposite of wisdom is foolishness, of riches, poverty, of fertility, sterility, of life, death, of power, servitude, of peace, war, and beauty, deformity. The 7 double letters point out the 6 dimensions: height, depth, east, west, north, and south, and the holy temple in the center, which sustains them all. The double letters are 7 and not 6. They are 7 and not 8. Reflected upon this fact, search into it and reveal its hidden mystery and place the Creator on his throne again. The 7 double letters, having been designed, established, purified, weighed, and exchanged by God, he formed of them 7 planets in the universe, 7 days in the year, 7 gateways of the senses in men and male and female. From these 7, he also produced 7 heavens, 7 earths, 7 Sabbaths. Therefore, he loves 7 more than any other number beneath his throne. The 7 planets in the universe are Saturn, Jupiter, Mars, Sun, Venus, Mercury, and Moon. The 7 days in the year are the 7 days of the week, possibly the 7th created day. Days are meant. The 7 gateways in men and female are 2 eyes, 2 ears, 2 nostrils, and the mouth. Note, Newt Stirring differs from other authorities in his arrangement of the planets and days of the week in the following 7 stanzas. Kircher has still a different order. Reverend Dr. See, there's a dyslexia. Isidore Kalish, Wynne Westcott, and the sacred books and early literature of the East adopt the following arrangement. He caused the letter B to predominate in wisdom, crowned it, combined it with each other's, and formed by them the moon in the universe, the first day in the year, and the right eye in men, male and female. He caused the letter G to predominate in riches, crowned it, combined each with the others, and formed them by Mars in the universe, the second day in the year, and the right ear in man, male and female. He caused the letter D to predominate in fertility, crowned it, combined each with the others, and formed by them the sun in the universe, the third day in the year, and the right nostril in men, male and female. He caused the letter K to predominate in life, crowned it, combined each with the others, and formed by them Venus in the universe, the 4th day in the year, the left eye in man, male and female. He caused the letter P to predominate in power, crowned it, combined each with the others, and formed by them Mercury in the universe, the 5th day in the year, and the left ear in man, male and female. He caused the letter R to predominate in peace, crowned it, combined each with others, and formed by them Saturn in the universe. And the 6th day in the year, and the left nostril in men, male and female. He caused the letter TH to predominate in grace, crowned it, combined each with the others, and formed by them Jupiter in the universe, the 7th day in the year, and the mouth of man, male and female. With the 7 double letters, he also designed 7 earths, 7 heavens, 7 continents, 7 seas, 7 rivers, 7 deserts, 7 days, 7 weeks, from Passover to Pentecost, and in the midst of them, his holy palace. There is a cycle of 7 years. Of the 7th in the release year, and after 7 release years is the Jubilee. For this reason, God loves the number 7 more than any other thing under the heavens. In this manner, God joined the 7 double letters together. 2 stones build 2 houses. 3 stones build 6 houses. 4 stones build 24 houses. 5 stones build 120 houses. 6 stones build 720 houses. And 7 stones build 5,040 houses, making a beginning according to this arrangement, and reckon further than the mouth can express or the ear can hear. Chapter 5. The 12 simple letters H, V, Z, Ch, CH, T, I, L, and S, O, T, Z is Tz, and then Q symbolize the 12 fundamental properties: speech, thought, movement, sight, hearing, work, coition, smell, sleep, anger, taste, or swallowing, and mirth. The simple letters correspond to 12 directions: east, height, northeast, east depth, south height, southeast, south depth, west height, southwest, west depth, north height, northwest, north depth. They diverge to all eternity and are the arms of the universe. The simple letters having been designed, established weight in exchange by God. He produced by them 12 zodiacal signs in the universe, 12 months in the year, and 12 chief organs in the human body, male and female. The signs of the zodiac are Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. The months of the year are, now this is in Hebrew, Nisan, Ijar, Sivan, Tammuz, Ab, Elul, Taris, Tishri, Marchivan, Keslev, Tibet, Sibat, and Adar. The organs of the human body are two hands, 2 feet, 2 kidneys, gall, small intestine, liver, esophagus, stomach, and spleen. Note in the following 12 stanzas, Nut stern ring again differs this time as to the arrangements of the properties. God caused the letter H to predominate in speech, crowned it, combined it with the others, and fashioned by them Aries, the ram, in the universe, the mouth of Nisan in the year, and the right foot of the human body, male and female. He caused the letter V to predominate in thought, crowned it, combined it with the others, and fashioned by them Taurus, the bull, in the universe, the month of Ijar, in the year, and the right kidney of the human body, male and female. He caused the letter Z to predominate in movement, crowned it, combined it with the others, and fashioned by them Gemini, the twins, in the universe, the month Sivan, in the year, and the left foot of the human body, male and female. He caused the letter Choo-choo to predominate in sight, crowned it, combined it with the others, and fashioned by them Cancer, the crab, in the universe, the mouth Tammuz, in the year, and the right hand of the human body, male and female. He caused the letter T to predominate in hearing, crowned it, combined it with the others, and fashioned by them Leo, the lion, in the universe, the month Ab, in the year, and the left kidney of the human body, male and female. He caused the letter I to predominate in work, crowned it, combined it with the others, and fashioned by them Virgo, in the universe, the month Elul, in the year, and the left hand of the human body, male and female. He used the letter L to predominate in coalition, crowned it, combined it with the others, and fashioned by them Libra, the balance, in the universe, the month Tishri, in the year, and the gall of the human body, male and female. He caused the letter N to predominate in smell, crowned it, combined it with the others, and fashioned by them Scorpio, the scorpion, in the universe, the month Marshavan. I can't say that word. And is the Hebrew equivalent. In the year, and the small intestine in the human body, male and female. He caused the letter S to predominate in sleep, crowned it, combined it with the others, and fashioned by them Sagittarius, the archer, in the universe. The month is Kislev, in the year, and the stomach in the human body, male and female. He caused the letter O to predominate in anger, crowned it, combined it with the others, and fashioned by them the Capricorn, the goat, in the universe, the month Tibet, in the year, and the liver in the human body. He caused the letter TZ to predominate in taste or swallow, crowned it, combined it with the others, and fashioned by them Aquarius, the water barrier in the universe, the month Sabat, in the year, and the esophagus in the human body, male and female. He caused the letter Q to predominate in mirth, crowned it, combined it with the others, and fashioned by them Pisces, the fishes in the universe, the month Adar, in year, and the spleen in the body, male and female. He made them as a conflict. He arranged them as providences and drew them up like a wall. He armed them and set one against another, as in warfare. The Elohim did likewise in the other spheres. Oh, they did. There are 3 mothers or first elements, A, M, Sh, from which emanated 3 fathers, progenitors, primordial spirit, air, water, and fire, from which issued the 7 planets, heavens, with their angels, and the 12 oblique points, zodiac. To prove this, there are three faithful witnesses: the universe, the year, and man. There are the 12, the balance, and the 7. Above is the dragon, below is the world, and lastly the heart of man, and in the midst is God, who regulates them all. The first elements are air, water, and fire. The fire is above, the water is below, and a breath of air establishes balance between them. The token is the fire carries the water. The letter M is mute. Sh is hissing like fire. There is A among them, a breath of air, which reconciles the two. The dragon, Tali, is the universe like a dragon king upon the throne. The celestial sphere is in the year like a king in his empire, and the heart is in the body of men like a king in warfare. God also set the opposites against each other, the good against the evil, and the evil against the good. Good proceeds from good, evil from evil, and the good purifies the bad, and the bad the good. The good is reversed for the good, and the evil for the wicked. There are three of which each stands by itself. One is the affirmative, filled with good. One is in the negative, filled with evil, and the third equilibrates them. There are 7 divided, 3 against 3, and 1 in the midst of them balanced. 12 stand in warfare, 3 produce love, and 3 hatred. 3 are life givers, and 3 are destroyers. The 3 that cause love are the heart and the 2 ears. The 3 that produce hatred are the liver, the gall, and the tongue. The 3 life givers are the 2 nostrils and the spleen, and the 3 destroyers are the mouth and the 2 lower openings of the body. Over all these rules, God, the faithful king, from his holy habitation in all eternity, God is one above 3. 3 are above 7, 7 are above 12, yet all are linked together. There are 22 letters by which the I am, Yah, the Lord of hosts, almighty and eternal, designed and created by 3 seraphim, numbers, letters, and sounds. His universe informed by them all creatures and all those things that are yet to come. When the patriarch Abraham had comprehended the great truths, meditated upon them, and understood them perfectly, the Lord, the universe, the Tetragrammaton, appeared to him, called him his friend, kissed him upon the head, and made with him a covenant, and not the emerald. First, the covenant was between the 10 fingers of his hands, which is the covenant of the tongue, spiritual. Second, the covenant was between the 10 toes of his feet, which is the covenant of circumcision, material. And God said of him, before I formed thee, I knew thee, Jeremiah. Abraham bound the spirit of the 22 letters, the Torah, upon his tongue, and God disclosed to him their secrets. God permitted the letters to be immersed in water. He burned them in the fire and imprinted them upon the winds. He distributed them among the 7 planets and gave them to the 12 zodiac signs. Next time, fundamentals of Kabbalistic cosmogony. That's going to be hot. Now, again, it's good to know all these things, these esoteric doctrines, these books. It's good to know where all these thoughts are coming from, where everybody's kind of eschewing and picking and choosing and inserting their knowledge. Again, Manly P. Hall might be a Mason, but he has a lot of secrets. And even if they're secrets of the evil people, we need to know those too, right? A lot of astrology and the tarot, all of that is based off all of this stuff. But it's the intention and frequency that you put into it that you get either a good or positive result, or you get a negative result. Again, Doreen Virtue stopped making angelic cards because she realized some of the decks that she made has Metatron in them. And when she found out that Metatron, in her perception, was evil, she was probably very beside herself and stopped. But that doesn't make it any less valid. Again, everything in humanity has it's dualistic. This is third density. As we ascend up, those paradigms kind of go bye-bye. And for all of those who are watching, I just pulled a card for the collective. Quiet retreat. It is time to disconnect from the outer world so that you can discern and process your true thoughts and feelings from your inner world. Create this quiet time for yourself, and you'll have more clarity about what to do next. That's what I needed to do today, and I did. Went outside, I grounded, I picked some lettuce, I picked my 2 cucumbers were up to be picked. I got some mint, and I got some sage. Really excited. And I needed that. I had a really rough day mentally. And not to say that I don't have anybody to call, but there are a lot of things that are very hard to go through with people that are close with other people. If I had my mom or my dad here, and yeah, I could talk to them in spirit, but they're not here to physically talk to me right back. I mean, I have to wait for a validation or a sign from them. I don't hear that, I don't all the time hear them. And sometimes they need me to just figure it out for myself, which is 98% of the time. So I had a rough day. I wanted to be a bitch, put some boundaries up, because what I do on a daily basis for other people is exponentially more sometimes than I do for my own self. And it's not necessarily appreciated. And not from the people that I'm doing it for. They always appreciate what I'm doing. It's the acknowledgement from other people that it's not just one person behind the scenes. It's a multitude of people behind the scenes making things happen. And that sometimes hurts when people are attacking you for something that you did that in the heat of going crazy, I misspelled something by accident because I had 5 other million things going on. It happens. I'm not perfect, as we can tell when you read a book. You don't see anybody on my platform complaining. People, and yes, I give you all the credence if you laugh, because I find it funny too when I can't get things out. Again, I don't know how many times I've taken my teeth straight out to show you. My teeth fall down. Stuff I can't help, guys. That's why I need a job, so I can get some insurance to get dentures or something, so that I can talk properly, eat properly as well. That's another harder thing. I got this huge garden, and I got to chop up cucumbers like I'm 5, because I can't just bite into a cucumber. I got to make it slice thin, like Godfather. Slice thin. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. Again, I got my fun lights on. And yeah, you could be spiritual and have tough love and just say, sometimes you gotta put it in the effort bucket. And sometimes I just don't want to say it. I'll just move over and you can see my sign. Sometimes you have to have that attitude. Sometimes. Lightens the load just a little bit. So guys, I'm going to do a hermit's journey with Thus Spoke Zarathustra next. When I finish Transylvanian Sunrise, I'm going to do a book review. I'm going to attempt to see what I can do with that, because I got these other two beauties that I have to tackle. And then this is Carlos Castaneda, which I don't think I could, this is really long. Can't read this outright. So I'd have to read this and also do a book review, but A Separate Reality. And then The Art of Dreaming. I read this a long time ago. I want to reread it again, because a lot of his work is about shadow work and about going within. Yeah, I can't read this one either. And then I got this other one. I read parts of this book back when. And I definitely can't read this one to everybody. Can't do that. Someone took my copy and didn't return it. So I had to buy it again. But I definitely can't read that one. Because, you know, promoting books and giving people good reviews and telling people to go buy them isn't good enough. Like, you have to pay them, right? And yes, we want to give people credit, but I'm putting up their links and trying to promote people buying books. Who should be the one getting a little kickback here? Not expecting to. I want you to get the knowledge. That's all I'm here to do. Think for yourself, critically think. We're in a world where everything is upside down, everything is mirrored and reversed. So there's a lot of concepts and things that people put forth to you, like I was pointing out, like, where does that really identify and come from? It's like an assumption. Like, that's, but yet our whole system is based off of a lot of that I just read. A lot of it is. It's good to know it. It's good to study it. It's good to understand it. Like Hermeticism, again, it's really good, but it's not giving you the whole entire dynamicism, like in the Qabbalah. It's only giving you surface level stuff. The harder parts are what's reversed and what isn't. What is Metatronic, as Ashiana would say? What is giving us the reversals in our going within and doing the work? What is there that needs to be freed? And what method? Everybody's going to be different. And I notice, like right now, a lot of people are detaching from things, but they don't know what else to grab on. That's why I did that whole rant video, the spiritual soul advice, because everybody's hanging on to people's concepts. Where's your own? I read a whole ton of stuff. It's not like I'm holding one over the other. I'm reading it all. I'm making a composite of all the things that I resonate with, because I do resonate with the Urantia book, with the descriptions of the angels and the descriptions of the jobs. I totally got that out of a medium, validated from a medium, that is very much how some of that works. And there's a lot there that correlates with our realm. the Owaspy book as well. It's telling you how things were seeded, but it's in an alien perspective. It's not a human perspective. Same thing with Ashiana Dean's work, the Voyagers books. There's, again, a lot there that makes so much more sense. But there's a lot of people who avidly will not read it. Now ask yourself, why won't you read it? Like Dylan Lewis Monroe, the map maker, is like totally against her work. But why? There is a reason. It's because what he's channeling is the opposition to this. They don't want you to know. So they make people oppose her work because there's a lot of truth in there. Again, ask yourselves the darker, deeper questions. Why is someone telling you not to look in this? Why are you so opposed to this? And if they can't give you a descriptive answer and it's just for surface level, then there's something hiding there. It's like, our friends who are the Enlil and the Enki team. Why are you all going and explaining that the Anunnaki are coming back to save humanity, and that Enki's is the cedar and he's this, that, and the other thing? Whose agenda are you pushing? Again, I always say this because this is my belief. It says it in the Sepher Yetzirah. Angels. That's at a soul level. When we individuated at a source, or we individually came, we came female and male. So we divided, just like a cell divides. We divided at a source, female and male. What was the first thing? If you have to label it, it's an angel. It's an angel. Whether that angel is an ascended master, a rishi, a dragon, it's a huge component and compile of things that we all became in our feminine and masculine essence. And then we started materializing and densifying. And then we took form. Make it make sense. Try to remember. That's all we're here to do, is remember and be good people and keep the light. So, anywho, I know I'm ranting. My brain's all over the place. Sending each and every one of you light, love, protection, and shielding. Again, I'm just expressing my perceptions, my opinions. The way I see the world might be different from yours, but that's okay. Because in it all, there is somewhere a lining of truth that's greater than any book can tell us. Everything is within you, and your perception is still of God and Source's perception, the all. It's the way it wants to experience this realm through you. It's going to be different from mine. It's going to be different from the next person. So just try to make sense out of these things. It's a lot. It's heavy thinking. But start asking the deeper questions. Ask what motive people are having. Why? It's like the 2-year-old, but ask the deeper sensed questions. Ask the deeper what questions. What are their motives? What are their intentions? Is there an agenda there? And again, no one agenda is right or wrong. No one's saying that might not be a possibility. We live in a multiverse. There's plenty of timelines and different things happening in them. But don't hang on to any one concept or what someone's telling you to be the end all be all. When someone pulls a card and tells you, well, this is what's happening, it's going to happen, it's happening, and it don't happen, it's because it's picking up on another timeline. It's not that they're wrong, or maybe they might be completely wrong and they're summoning other entities. You gotta be careful, folks. So that's why I always say, please, light, love, protection, and shielding for everybody. Protect yourselves right now. And to everybody who lives in Florida and in the affecting areas, my trying to bubble as much protection over you guys as possible. There is a Stargate there in Sarasota. Hashiana, hold the light. So guys, please make sure you hit that like, share, and subscribe. It helps get me out there a bit more. It's going to help me if I can't find a job right now, if I can get monetized in some way. Again, I'm not a grifter drifter. I'm just here trying to live, and I can't do much. I'm going to be in the same situation I was a year ago. Not trying to go there. Not trying to be back in that spot. I am not doing that again. So any kind of help that I can get, great. And if you're just watching to watch, that's cool too. Just push the button. And I thank you. All right, guys. Enjoy your nights. And I hope to see you guys all in the next one.